everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing really good. So anyway, it's time to check into Kamala's week, and this one's going from September 16th through the 22nd. It is eclipse week, or the full moon, the first eclipse, which is always the full moon lunar eclipse. So this one's at 25 degrees of Pisces, so we'll check in on her there. Although I've already done extensive readings astrologically for both her and Trump, so look for those in their appropriate playlists if you're interested. Other than that, let's look at some cards. So hold on, I'll be right over my table. Okay, so I'm using the Astro Matrix Tarot, which is really super close to the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's a lot more colorful, and it reminded me of her. So, September 16th through the 22nd. How's your week gonna go, Kamala? Oh man, she just kicked butt during that debate. She nailed him to the cross. Oh. Okay, so this week, this coming week, right there. Okay. I don't know why she would have the Three of Swords there coming out as the situation for this next week. This could be. I don't understand. I mean, it's our Saturn and Libra card. She is a Libra. I wonder if she's just feeling really sad about something. I mean, this is a card of feeling rejected, having some heartbreak, some grief. Sometimes on another level, you know, because it's our card for little skin problems. Maybe she has to go in for some little like skin treatment of some type. That's interesting. Okay, her biggest challenge for this week, we have the Page of Swords coming through reversed. Ooh, I think she's swatting off like some people trying to spy on her. I wonder. Then again, too, sometimes this can be a card for an illness. This can be a card of, you know, like tripping or something and hurting an ankle. Sometimes. But I think on the political level, this has to do with our biggest challenge is Donald John Trump with his all talk and no action, and he behaves like a toddler. So there's that. Okay, what she's sitting in, we've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this I think is somebody on her campaign that she's not feeling is well, there's a couple of things. Okay, for her, and oh boy, who, you know, what women do not go through this is like she's feeling she has to be perfect. She has to have all the details, every single little bit of, I mean, and there's so much, right? Like just keeping up with the deluge of, oh, I can't cuss anymore on my channel. So, but you catch my drift, right? The deluge of garbage that Donald John Trump has put us through. So I think she's feeling like she has to be perfect on these like inner levels, or that's what she's sitting in. And maybe maybe there's so much that this next week she's having a little challenge with focusing on, or maybe she's just not really as ambitious this next week because she's got to have a break somewhere, and she's been going at it full steam. And I know she's out on the campaign trail in all the swing states, and you know, North Carolina was yesterday, and who knows where she is today, and the next day and the next day. She's got to take a break is what I'm getting here. Okay, with the past, we've got the Six of Pentacles reversed. I don't understand why she would have this card because they have been taking in so much money. But it again, this is a card for needing rest. Six of Pentacles reverse is definitely a card for needing rest. It rules, it's a moon in Taurus. Oh, where's my chopstick? Here we go. Moon in Taurus. So this rules the neck and the throat, and maybe her voice goes under a little bit of stress from all the talking, because not only is she talking, she's having to talk loud, and she doesn't yell. She's normally a very gentle speaker, so she's having to. I would imagine she's had to go through some type of like voice lessons and training and all of that. I would think. So, but this is the past. And in the past, needing rest here, but she's afraid to take it. This totally makes sense, and it totally makes sense with the Three of Swords. Maybe is where she's kind of rejecting herself. It's causing her pain. Yeah. Okay. What's hanging over her is the Empress, and I love that. For her, this would be, let me move these over. This would be her mom. I don't know if she's still on the planet with us or not, but whether or not her mom is still a really important part of her, she's just always there. Also, this is a card of creativity. She's thinking about how does she be more creative? This kind of, I could see this in her, right? How could she be even more creative? And Venus does rule Libra and Taurus, so this is perfect. But yeah, creativity, beauty, abundance, being connected to nature, being in the love state, being in unity, lots of pleasure, hanging out with Mother Nature and her mom. I hope she gets a break. Okay, near future, and that would just be like for this week. The Three of Wands, I think she's really just kind of feeling like she hasn't made any progress, or she's going to feel that way. Now, that would be if she does take a break. She's afraid of not having any progress. But also, this card could be nothing more than, you see the little plane up here, it could be nothing more than a little travel delay. Those happen all the time, so I'm not worried about that at all. But she might be feeling like she has, some obstacles to the long-term, vision that she has. So, yeah, oh, darn it. Okay, what she's attracting. Well, this would be, again, not having tons of motivation and just low energy. So she really, really, really has to, this is being weighed down. She really has to stop and take care of herself this week. So maybe we just send her lots of energy and prayers for, maybe she can schedule in naps. Maybe she can, that's the thing, you guys. She looks like she's 40. But she's really 60, what is she, 60 or 62? Or, she's somewhere in there. I think she's 60. I don't want to dig out her chart again and look at the exact year, but I think this is just, that lower energy. How others are influencing the situation. We have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So, yeah, darn it. This has to do with too many dang reversals, right? This has to do with just other people who are over invested in working, and so you're kind of in that trap of you just can't rest. You can't rest and take in everything that you have already done and you already have, right? This is Venus in Virgo when it's upright. When it's reversed, it's not taking in Mother Nature. Mother Nature's up here calling to her, though. Then her distant future. We've got the Magician here, so that's maybe a new plan coming through. Some new energy coming through. But her outcome this week with the Six of Swords is just like wanting to. I'll do a couple more cards too. Yeah, like wanting to get away, wanting to get some rest in. She's, she keeps talking about working hard, working hard, working hard. Well, you can't do that for, how many days in a row can you get away with it? I mean, I tend to be able to do a couple of weeks, and then I hit a wall and go, oh, today's a day off, whether I like it or not. And then I have to schedule myself out. But yeah, that this needing to give up the struggle, and to not be so like defensive there, with the fight. Have you guys ever experienced that yourself, where sometimes you stop and rest and don't do anything, and then things just happen on their own for you? Things that you had already set in motion, but then you think you still got to do more. Well, it turns out you didn't really. Yeah. And then we have the Chariot coming through as well, upright. So she needs to get centered and rebalanced. That's the whole key. That's the whole deal there. Yeah. And taking really good care of herself, like balancing out the masculine and the feminine. Feminine, masculine here. That's the deal with this card. To be in alignment with the cosmos, that's the thing that has to happen, is to stay centered and so on the spiritual level, the way I've always seen this card is that when we can let go of our outer ego that wants things to always be a certain way, and means that we have to do this, and this, and for her, she's, it's all about working hard. Those are the principles that her mother has instilled in her. And if she wants to get to some smoother, experience, she's going to have to think outside the box. Mercury and Aquarius here. Think outside the box as to her movement. So, yeah. But, I'm sure she's really geared on bringing through that brand new experience for all of us. But to get the Chariot working right, or to get this experience of life working right and moving forward, connected to your inner being, that's what blows the old ego patterns out of the out of the water. Because the way it works, a lot of people think that we're supposed to get rid of our ego. Well, actually, it's it's a little bit of a misnomer or misunderstanding, I think, with maybe a lot of the ancient, wisdom, Eastern texts. And really, if we didn't have an ego, we wouldn't be able to say our name. We wouldn't know who we are. We wouldn't know what to do. Couldn't balance our checkbooks. Couldn't take care of anything in our lives in a, we couldn't adult. There would be no adulting. Okay, so the deal is that we want to have a really strong, healthy ego, and then from that place, then we can let it go. And that's the true meaning of the Chariot, is getting those forces together, so where you're grounded in your masculine and your feminine, you know when to wait and receive, and you know when to go. Like, these two parts of ourselves have to talk. Now, on Earth, there are two different parts, but in our spirit, there's no separation at all between the masculine and the feminine. So, yeah. So I think there's a part of her that's afraid to relax, and and I'm sure she's like working out. I've read that she uses an elliptical like 30 minutes every morning, and then just being on the campaign trail like that. I mean, that's a lot. Just the traveling alone, that's a lot. And I do love that she'll, when it comes to traveling, she'll get herself there early. And she won't like just fly in at the last minute. she'll be there early and spend the night there first, and then she'll get up and do the thing. 'Cause that's a smart girl. So there's so much she's doing right, but this is just all managing. Because you guys had, I don't know, maybe women can relate, but I think that it's much harder for women to do their jobs than it is for men. Like, we have to do our hair and makeup. Now, Trump has his spray tan thing going on, so he's got that, he has to spray his hair with that Aquanet or whatever other crap he uses, glue everything down, where it's that's parcel with him too. So he's a little high maintenance himself. But for women, it's harder. We're managing a lot, and we pick up vibes everywhere we go, and we need our cleansing, right? This is kind of like, if I just kind of glaze over and look at the image, it looks kind of like a wheel, like the top part of a steering wheel, and you're like, oh God, I don't want to get in the car, or I don't want to travel anymore. And maybe that's all this is her thoughts about the limitations of trying to stay balanced and with the work schedule that she's got. That's what I think's going on. So I hope you stuck around to the end and heard that little piece, because I really think that's what it is. So, yeah. High five if you did. And also join me tomorrow with Lisa over on our live stream at 12 noon Pacific. Okay, take good care, you guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye.